Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Young Talks, where we talk about Christ and culture. My name is Sharon Garcia. I have some amazing people here with me today, Micah, Paris, and Brandon. First thing I've got to get off my chest, because I've been dying to say this. It's episode 2, and we were just talking about it before we started. We were talking about Brandon's tarantula. Brandon, tell us about your tarantula.
All right, okay. It all started basically. So I grew up. My family we've had different animals, just hamsters, gerbils, guinea pigs, cats. We had an animal farm.
Whole farm.
I want to clarify.
We had a lot of animals too growing up.
I want to be honest and clarify. Not all at the same time. It was so we didn't have all these animals running around all at the same time.
Michael's got 8 dogs, so he can't say much.
That's the truth.
I used to have rats.
No, but so I was like, you know what? I've had all these type of animals. These are common animals. And I was like, I went to my parents. I was like, can I have something different? Can I try something different? And I was like, can I get one of those tarantulas that we saw the other day at the PetSmart? And they were like, okay. Literally, y'all, it was $15. But the thing is, this $15 pet I've had it for 14 years.
What? I didn't know
What'd you name it?
14 years.
Brandon doesn't even look past 15 years old.
So the thing is, I didn't think it'd last as long because I've never cared for a pet. This is my first pet that I cared for solely for like my own. And so I guess I'm doing something right if it hadn't died for 14 years.
Oh my goodness.
But that,
Yeah, like, does it, like, what?
I feed crickets. I mean,
What's his name?
Harry. It's not original. I mean, it's just truth. I don't know.
Does he live in a cage or do you let him out?
It's in the cage.
How attached are you to Harry? Like, do you hold him? Or does he just have his own space? You have your own space?
There's some occasional holding. There's some,
It's kind of weird when you say it like that.
Why you got to put me on?
I know. I'm just playing. Never mind.
Come on, man.
Oh my goodness.
I'm dead. Any other weird pets that because this is kind of like a hidden secret. Like, Brandon's already a man of mystery, but when he brings up the fact that he has a tarantula, like it's just shocking.
The reactions I've got today were pretty spot on. It's pretty consistent.
I've never met anyone. Today? What do you mean today?
Micah just found out.
Yeah.
I told you before.
Nah, you said something. Well, I probably forgot because you mentioned it, and I was like, you have a chance.
Oh, you took it to work today, right? You took your tarantula to work today?
Nah.
Isn't that what you said?
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought you said
That was a joke. I was like, it's take your tarantula to work.
Y'all can't joke
Y'all,
with
this
me.
was before.
Y'all can't
This is
joke with
before we started recording. Poor Paris.
I'm so lost. All right.
This is a lot. This is a lot
Yeah.
for the intro of this video. And you know what? We're about to try to get spiritual and try to get,
Hard to
into
switch
a
gears.
decent conversation, but we'll try. I want to talk about decisions. And one of the decisions that Brandon made as a child was to get a tarantula. And look at him now. He's having to...
14-year-long decision.
Yeah, that's
Poor
a
Harry.
commitment. That's a commitment.
8 legs.
Have you guys ever made dumb decisions? I mean, we all have. But is there one that really sticks out in your mind? Like, man, that was a dumb decision. Like,
Oh, man. There's so many.
Who wants to take this one?
I'll go fast.
You going for it?
I think mine's too, like,
embarrassing?
not embarrassing, but I think it's too real. Like, well, I think a dumb decision I made in my past couple years ago was being involved in an unequally yoked relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we went there. We went there.
Been there, done that.
Okay, here we
Never
go.
again.
Okay,
Micah started with the real
I
moment.
thought
Okay,
it might
here
have
we
been too
go.
real. Like, I don't know if I was like, that's
Let
too
me-
much.
No,
but-
it's good.
Let me
No,
get
because you know
situated.
what? People can relate to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to that, what was the equally yoked situation? What is being unequally yoked? There's all kinds of different, you can be unequally yoked spiritually with a partner or whatever.
I would say just like there was a time in my life where I was kind of not like my relationship with God wasn't as strong. Like in high school and just God started working on me and I wanted to make a change in my life to grow closer to Him and to seek Him more and to like take my relationship with Him seriously. So I decided to try to do that in the middle of being in a relationship that didn't glorify God. If that makes sense. So be unequally yoked is kind of like I was trying to better myself and grow with God spiritually, and the person that I was dating at the time didn't want the same. So it was kind of like in the Bible when it talks about being unequally yoked, you put like an ox with a donkey, like they're unequally yoked, and the ox is a lot stronger than the other animal that it's with. So it's trying to go straight, and the other ones just kind of go to the side. Like y'all are not headed in the same direction. So basically, just being in a relationship that's not headed in the same direction, or more importantly, headed towards the will of God. So
Yeah. And I don't think like you could say like, oh, that's a dumb decision. Like you've grown so much since
I
that, and you
I
can
definitely
look back
learned a
on
lot
that
through
and see,
it.
yeah. But
And I think one of those big things with talking about unequally yoked is I've experienced myself. It's like, okay, well, they go to church, they love God, like they say they love God, whatever. But there's a difference between that person going to church and being in church.
Yeah.
And so it's what does their daily walk look like? So I think just like asking yourself, like, okay, for our future, is this something that is both going to, like you said, lead us towards God and towards God's will? So I think it's just looking at their daily lifestyle, and just to go off of being what unequally yoked really means.
Yeah, going back to decisions, who you marry and who you spend your time with is one of the biggest decisions you will ever make on this earth. And that's really scary because in that age of, 16 to 30, why is it that people who are the most unexperienced have to, decide and
Make the most decisions.
life-altering decisions in their life? Like it's hard. It's a struggle.
So going through that like decision, since you're the only one that's married, what was like going through making that decision? What was like some things that when you made that decision to get married, like what were some things that you were going through your head and stuff?
People always say, when you know, and I hated hearing that.
It's so annoying.
It's really annoying, but it's true. When I met Josh, and even going back to our last episode, when we were talking about peace and opportunities, you just feel a peace. Like, if there's red flags and questions,
You didn't have no red flags? You didn't have no red flags?
No red flags. He's perfect.
Okay, so here's a question. Do you believe in right person, wrong time?
Oh my gosh.
Because how there can be situations where it's you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I've had friends where they have dated for a season and then they've broken up and then now they're married. So I think that sometimes you may be with someone that is the right person and it could be possibly the wrong time. I've seen it happen. Thank God for me. It wasn't that situation. I was very lucky.
It happened to me.
Yeah, there you go. But I think also another thing is I love my parents. So if my parents didn't like Josh, that would have crushed me. And I would have listened to them a lot. I value their opinion. So that was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would say when I was younger, when we're talking about making wrong decisions, I think and I say younger, I was still an adult. I was 18.
Yeah.
I think that you have to be careful. And they didn't mean it in a hurtful way or in a bad way, but I had some friends that really encouraged me to be in a relationship. That thing was bad. It was just
That thing.
it was not healthy at all. And they were like, man, come on, man. You're like, y'all are XYZ, y'all ministry, da, da, da. And it looked great. I'm like, yeah, okay, you said that. That makes sense, what you just said there. Yeah, there's a part where, parents or the whole family aspect of each other, family, whatever, that made sense too, because I cared about that. And then same church. So it's all these things, but deep down, I'm like, man, I just know how this is going to end. But that peer pressure and that like from people that, they just want to see you happy. They want to, root you on, but they can't even see the end. And it's just like, so anyways, what I'm trying to say is I've been in a relationship where it looked great from picture perfect, like, but I was peer pressured into it because I wanted to, make everybody happy and everything. I don't even know if I liked the person. I probably didn't. I honestly didn't. And so I'm saying that because even the people that mean well, you still have to consider, how you feel. You still have to consider
Have discernment.
Discernment. You have to
Yeah.
consider all the just the basic things, qualities that we miss sometimes with people that we want to like. How do you even call it? Like not impress,
Pursue.
but
Oh,
like the people around you, like
Oh,
leadership
yeah,
or
yeah.
friends. So I would just say that don't get peer pressured into something. No matter what age you are, from 16 to 30, know what it is that you want to do and believe.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I would say making that decision too. That where a lot of people, or personally, I think that my decision or my opinion on this is that just because people are like if that person's like this girl's a Christian, I'm a Christian, or we're both saved, like just because like y'all fall under that same category doesn't mean that you're compatible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
You know,
think
like
that's
it all
something
goes
like
back
that.
to like
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
we do our ministries are they compatible? Are we kind of heading in the same direction? If we start dating or potentially get married, is our mission gonna go in one direction rather than she's trying to go this way and I'm trying to go this way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about life-altering mistakes and how can we avoid them? Sometimes they're unavoidable. Sometimes we make
I
dumb
think
decisions.
Okay, I think sometimes, and I've very recently experienced this, sometimes you kind of have to go through those situations and go through those seasons of life where it's like, oh, I made that wrong decision. But I think embracing the knowledge that you gain from those wrong decisions is what, it can prevent you from, making those decisions in the future. And I thought the same thing, like, I had made a really bad decision not that long ago, and I was like, God, like, I laid that situation down, I laid all that down, and I'm still feeling all this heartache, I'm still feeling all this pain. And God revealed to me, I'm bringing you through that pain. I'm like, teaching you that your bad decisions have led you to a place of heartache, and I'm going to allow you to experience this so that it brings you to a place where you rely on me completely. And so I think sometimes, and it's like, oh, it's annoying, but you got to experience those bad decisions. But it's about learning how to come back from those. So I think just being wise about, going into making decisions and coming out, just, navigating it.
I agree. There's this one in Proverbs that says, "A smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others." I think that through my years of living, I've been able to see. Unfortunately, I'm not going to put a trophy and say, "Ooh, like I'm glad I avoided that." But there's been things that I've watched people go through and mistakes that they've made, and I was like, I'm probably need to mentally note that, like not to do that, and because there's a right that seems there's a way that seems right to a man, but in the end, there's destruction, and so it's like. When you look and you see all these things that are happening in not in just the media, but in the people around you, there's a lesson in everything. There's a lesson in mistakes. There's a lesson in the good. And I believe that we just have to be vigilant and just understand that, every opportunity that we live, God is going to be giving us, lessons to learn by, things to grow by, and pretty much just like watering a plant daily. Like there's something that he can drop, tidbits, and you don't have to over spiritualize it. I'm not trying to get all deep, but
Get deep, Brandon. Come on.
Bishop Brandon?
but basically there's just you learn from the mistakes of others. Like get in conversation with people around you that may have made some mistakes, and just see like, hey man, what can I learn from you? What is something that you've done in school, in your career, in a relationship that you need to tell me to watch out for, to look out for, because I'm going through this in the season of my life, and I need direction, or whatever it may be.
Right.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's really good. So getting really practical about making decisions now financially. Do you guys make any decisions now, or how do you guys set yourself up for, I know.
This is not a question for me.
Brandon?
I'm out of
okay.
there.
So I'm sorry. Can you repeat one more time?
You're good. Talking about finances, is there anything that you're doing to try to set yourself up for success in the future?
Yes.
You know,
100%. There one thing. So I think I was telling Josh this. I think we were driving together or something. But I was like, man, I'm very basic again, very basic. I'm trying to meal prep because I found out that I spend a lot of money on food. Like I did not realize it. The 29 years that I've been living, this past month, I decided to make a basic financial change, and that was to prepare my own food, cook my own food, and I'm like seeing like long lasting funds first of all, but not only that. It creates discipline. It creates a lifestyle that's sustainable, and not only that, you learn how to cook in the midst of it, and you have money, residual money that you can put
you
whatever
hear
else.
that, ladies?
But
He knows how to cook.
I'm on my way up.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
if you call fish and was it the packaged mashed potatoes and
Instant mashed potatoes?
if you call that dinner, then
He said you learn how to cook.
you
He
up
said you
and
learn how to
get me
cook. Let
out
me put this mixture in water.
I'm not trying to false advertise on this thing. I'm just if you want the packaged mashed potatoes, okay, you're good. All right, that's good. That's workable. But anyways, there's
so funny.
that's I believe every young adult, every person that's growing kind of on their own, like the most basic thing you can do with saving money and using your money in a wise steward way, just try not to spend so much on food.
Yes,
Like,
live below your means.
You can do that. Live below your means.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
That's probably the
That's
most
the-
thing I spend like money on is food. And it's-
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
It's processed too. Cut that out. You don't need no processed foods.
No, but that's so true. Yeah. Because, if you start racking up debt when you're a young adult, I mean, you start making money, you get a job when you're a young adult. So if you start racking up debt, like that's going to affect your future significantly. It's going to affect your future spouse. It's going to affect your kids possibly. One of the most amazing, I'm so happy, is me and Josh, before we got married, we straight up talked to each other like, okay, let's talk about debt. We were so blessed that neither of us had any debt going into our marriage. And so I think having those honest conversations with your future spouse, that's so important, and set yourself up, wisely for your future. It's really important. But you said something, I can't remember, I don't know if you said habits or routine. You said something and it triggered the word habits in my brain. And I want to talk about habits, developing habits while we're young, as young adults, and how that affects us when, we're in our 30s. I think habits are really, really important. And I think establishing habits while you're young is really important. Like, if you're a young adult and you wake up at noon every day,
Oh, yeah. Come on now.
that's developing a habit. You're creating routine for your life that may not be healthy. Let's talk about healthy habits
Okay.
and how that could affect our futures.
Okay.
They're looking at me.
No, I'm just
Healthy habits.
Habits.
I would say with healthy habits is something that a habit that I kind of instilled in myself at a young age would just be like fitness or working out, exercise. I was involved in sports throughout growing up, high school, junior high, which really got me into the routine of a lot of things. So that helped me out a lot to build that habit. Even though I'm done with sports, I still stayed with the habit of continue to work out, to continue to exercise, and just to try to stay healthy overall, because health is wealth. So as you get older, I feel like I've just seen too many people that are in their older ages, and they're just like, man, I remember when I used to do that, or I can't do that no more. And they're in their 50s, and they're not even that old.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you prioritize as a habit. Like, is this gonna benefit you in the long run? Like, if I pick up this habit, and how in this many years is it gonna benefit me in some way? So I think that like a good habit that I picked up young was just fitness, and I'm gonna just try to stay with it because I think in the long run it'll benefit my health.
I think a healthy habit that I've developed is, it's just staying busy, to be honest, because idle time's the devil's workshop, we all know. And so every day I try my best. Okay, what am I going to do this hour? Am I going to, sit down and watch TV this hour? Or am I going to, practice the piano this hour? Am I going to do this? So I think for me, at least, having like productivity in my life, a daily, okay, I'm going to be productive today. That's something that I've really tried to prioritize as a habit. So yeah.
One habit that's been working great for me, especially with the job now that I have, is and this everyone knows this to do this, but I'm the slacker, I'm the caboose in the train.
Not even.
Is literally writing down what it is you're going to do, and I'm not talking long-term goals are great. I just started daily. Like, okay, these are the 5 points that I'm going to do. There are 5 areas that I'm going to work toward, whether it's for the job or it's a hobby or whatever. And I don't know what it is, but every time I see it, like on a screen or on a notepad, it just triggers me. Like, I got to get, like, I think it's the satisfaction. I think it's a mental thing because I think it's the satisfaction of crossing.
Oh,
like,
that's the best.
Like,
Right.
yeah.
A to-do list.
A to-do list.
I love it.
Checking off a box or erasing. Like, it's just
Perfectionist, she's
like,
like,
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it feels great. So I like that feeling. I think it's that feeling in the end that really helps me, continue the habit. And then I'm gonna do a part 2 to it. I think the mental conversations I have within myself. I'm one person. I'll just be honest that I don't always have the greatest mindset towards myself. Self-perception. I believe that a lot of people, young adults, you guys, because I'm still in that too. Young adults, I think we beat ourselves up a lot. I mean, because you were talking about the pressures from 16 to 30, these expectations. I believe that culture, this world, especially if you live for God, there's this expectation that, especially if you're a Christian, that, there's a list that you have to hit. And unfortunately, daily, we just, instead of checking those things off, we just put a question mark, will we ever complete it? Will we ever do it? And so I want to just encourage those who are watching this, take a daily approach to living this life. Yeah. Take a daily approach, and please don't beat yourself up if you don't cross out what it is you were set to do that day.
Yeah, that's so good. I was having this conversation with Josh months back, but it's something I think about often is in this season, and even when you're in high school, I feel like you're always looking at the next. I can't wait to graduate. Yeah. I can't wait to go to college. I can't wait to get married. I can't wait to have a kid. I can't wait till my kid goes to school. It's like you're always in this mentality of the next thing. But I think slowing down and just enjoying that season of life that you're in that moment is so important.
It's funny that you say that. I was listening to KSBJ. I was listening and so Priscilla Shire came on. She was. I hope I pronounced her name right, but she was talking and she was like, she's saying that there was a person with a prayer. I believe I want to quote this right, but she was like, I want to pray, about the future. And then she was like, well, God, He wants you to do that, but He's expecting you to get the thing that I just need you to do the daily things. Get the things that you do daily right, the correct way. Right. And so, like you said, many of us it's great to have those. Next year. I'm a 2025. And it's goals. Okay, I just need you to do today. Get today done, and then develop that routine, develop that vision. Yeah, for daily. Yeah. So
I think we underestimate what can be done in a day.
Right. Oh yeah. I know I do.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's true. It's so true. Well, this has been an amazing conversation. I'm ready to wrap it up. We've talked about goals. We've talked about decisions. We've talked about habits. We've talked about relationships, which that could be a whole episode on its own.
Red flags.
Red flags. Green flags. We can talk about all the flags.
Oh, Lord. Got our circus going on.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for watching this episode. Please like, share, and subscribe, and click the bell notification to know when we post our next episode. Also, check out this episode right here. I know you're gonna like it.